So this is bedtime. The babies are about to go to sleep, and then the daddy and the mommy are going to shoot a YouTube video. Say hello, children.
Hello.
What is your name, when?
Kanya.
What is your name, when I'm Shimanwen?
Neo Junior.
So you're gonna go sleep, ne?
Yes.
Ujang boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kanya.
Audrey,
Kanya kapiat.
why you got here? Why?
Because it's healthy.
Then
It's healthy. It's healthy.
what's this?
PR.
Who gave you a pear?
Mama.
Mama gave you a pear. Why?
Because I like it.
Why do you like it?
Because it's healthy.
How? Pear is healthy.
Yes.
How do you know that pear is healthy?
We have this.
You have what?
We have this.
What is this? What is this? Pear is healthy.
Yes.
Okay. Come and sleep.
I'm not done.
When is your period off?
Mama.
Hey. What's up, YouTube family? Greet people, baby.
Hello.
Is that the way you greet the YouTube family?
Eh?
Is that the way YouTubers greet people?
Ipona bona na di biscuit mo molomong. Uno ema pela camera re hey, YouTube family.
Put the mic.
How?
How? You even wanted to wear a whole dress.
I don't start about that. It was a dress that I was wearing during the day, guys. There was nothing wrong with that dress. I did not just pick out a dress for the shoot.
And then
It
you were
was a
wearing...
dress I was wearing during the day, because I'm shooting a night dress, guys.
Yes, I just shot some footage of you putting the kids to bed. I was hoping maybe I'll think about putting it somewhere, you know.
How are
make
you?
it.
That night dress is very ugly. Didn't you see it?
But that's how I just wanted us to honestly be with you in that night dress as it is. So you'd never do a reality series, or you'd go buy the night dresses that are proper for that.
Yeah, well, that night dress is very ugly. It's a night dress that I bought probably for maternity when I had my little girl. So,
I don't mind it. For me, it gives me these natural vibes of you.
no, I don't think you'd have a problem with it, but there's just some things you're looking at. Yeah,
I'm trying to be too real for these YouTube streets.
unnecessary.
Unnecessarily real. Okay, let me see. All right, we are at 1.2 aperture. So, hello, YouTube family, if I've greeted already. Welcome. Nagi Nanewo.
I'm just busy here poking my pimple.
And who are you, baby?
I'm Itumeleng, guys, and welcome back.
What do you think of the change of setup back to the original?
I'm wondering what's up. What made you change your mind now about this setup?
No, that setup is dope as well, but it makes me edit a lot. You know, it's so nice to just shoot organic, wholesome content and then just put a color grade on it, fix the sound. Sorry, I was just eating some wafers there, so now the sugar is in my throat. To just shoot that content and just do a little post-production, make sure the audio is good, export it and post it, you see, and see people enjoy it. Let me compliment you. Yeah, I was listening to you on the previous videos, you're quite good at explaining and you're quite open. How do you feel listening to yourself sounding the way that you sound?
How do I feel? Probably for me, it's just an ordinary thing because I know that I'm like that. You see, yeah. So, but thank you for the compliment. It's an exciting thing to be as natural, as genuine as I can be. It's what I strive for. You see. So yeah.
By the way, we ended up wearing these shirts. If you're wondering what's happening with that, from night dress to these.
Yeah.
Linna I was wearing no shirt anymore. I wanted to appear
Yeah,
shirtless,
she want.
and
It
you
like
appear,
he wanted to appear with no shirt on. Imagine,
and
guys,
you with that night dress.
and
It's
with
all
me that
natural,
night
like it.
dress. I wouldn't natural wouldn't guys in.
It's too
No.
natural.
Mm-mm.
Okay,
Ow.
so you were like starting to wear the dress, and I was like, no, man, rather put on a shirt, something that really looks casual and homey, because I didn't want you to give luxurious vibes
Luxurious vessel.
today. No, man.
Okay,
I didn't want
I
to
get
feel
you.
like I'm being,
Leveled
topped.
up.
Yeah, like, hey, I'm being left behind here. I didn't
No,
get the dress code. So
um,
she asked for one of these shirts, and I happened to have a red one as well. And so I was like, okay, let's be matchy matchy. We can still achieve this cutie thing by just looking organic like this. At least this is organic still,
yeah, it is.
isn't
It
it?
is.
How was your day when we didn't go to church? So sad.
I didn't go to church and I miss church so much, but my day was it was just ordinary. It was just fine. We had our 1 hour couples therapy session,
What is that?
and so our 1 hour couple therapy session is where we talk openly about the issues that are in our marriage and how we're trying to resolve them. So that's why we call it a couple hour therapy.
Yes.
Because we are investing in our marriage. We're investing in the growth of our marriage. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, talking regularly, or this 1 hour that you're talking about, is advice that we've been following. Are you yawning?
Yes, I am because I'm tired.
And it's late, and the kids just went to bed.
Yeah.
Ne? Tomorrow is school. The whole red race begins. So, yeah, talking for an hour comes from advice.
Yeah.
From John Gottman and a bit of Jordan Peterson, who said a healthy couple must spend an hour to 90 minutes talking, to each other, not about
Random things.
random casual things that from the outside, but actually
Yeah.
their internals.
Deep internal
About-
things about the marriage, about our characters. You see.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the flaws that we have.
Plans. It's not necessarily like a counseling session. Kore, it's where you actually get to talk to each other and plan
Yes.
and say, what are we doing about this? If there's a
Yes.
vacation coming, how is that coming along? The kids need this. Do you remember that, Wabon? And how have you been? How are you feeling? What progress have I been making regarding that thing that you
certain
told
things,
me that
yeah,
I
that you
needed to
don't like.
improve,
Yeah.
etc., etc. How was ours today?
It was quite deep, agitating, because sometimes we hold these conversations and they become emotional
Yes.
and we become frustrated at one another.
And you cried.
Yeah, and I cry. Yeah. Because guys, I cry. Me, I cry. It's not
Yeah.
something that I just embrace, but I'm that person who never says, "Hey, I me, I cry. When something hurts me, I cry. You see me, I'm a baby. I cry."
That's so cute. Eh, And you're saying it exactly like how our daughter says. It says that I'll be walking in and
Mm.
she'll tell me that she was crying, and the way she says, she'll just say, "Daddy, me I cry,"
Yeah.
and she wants me to ask, "What were
Why
you
are you
crying
crying
about?"
about
And she'll
that?
start saying, "It's because of mama."
Yeah, you
So
see.
you cry when I
Yeah,
baby.
I cry when something hurts me or something breaks my heart, you see. And I don't just cry over everything, of course, but when I'm hurt deeply, you
Mm-hmm.
see, I'm not that kind of person who would want to bottle things up and everything like that.
Mm.
I cry because for me, crying is one remedy that releases the pain, you
Mm-hmm.
see. Um,
Were you somebody who bottled things before?
yeah, I used to bottle things a lot, you see.
Mm.
I used to bottle things a lot. I did not know how to vocalize, you see. I was
Mm-hmm.
not very articulate the way I am right now when I was growing up. So that's why now I embrace being a very vocal person
Mm.
in any relationship because it's healthy to vocalize how you feel about certain things rather than bottling them up.
Yeah.
You see, it creates a very unhealthy unhealthy
Load.
environment,
A
yes,
load
and in a
inside.
load inside, you see,
Mm.
that affects you even physically,
Mm.
your lwala and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've gone through those kind of things, so that's why when I need to cry, I cry. When I need to vocalize my thoughts or my feelings, I do vocalize my thoughts and my feelings. So sometimes it's a bit difficult because even like today,
Mm.
some of the thoughts or the feelings that I had, I vocalized them out of agitation or frustration, you see.
Well, you're being merciful when I pay Waka. The session today was more me actually venting, me
Yes.
wanting to talk about something that has seriously been affecting us, that has affected us for a long time. And
Mm-hmm.
so I asked that we should talk,
Mm.
and I had a weight on my chest. Actually, I woke
Yeah.
up. The fact that we weren't going to church, Waban, because we shouldn't.
No.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So sadly, we couldn't go to church today, and that got me very, very, very frustrated and sad on the inside because it's been my intention to be frequent and regular at church because I'm interpreting for my dad as he preaches.
Mm-hmm.
I am intending for the Holy Spirit to use me. I've developed a talent for speaking. I've noted it with these conversations that we have. I've noted it with the podcast. I'm an amazing interviewer. I'm a great expositor, and so I don't want to discover that gift and use it merely for the world or for my own. I know that it's nurtured by seeing my father preach and being a speaker for so many years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not monitoring the sound today. I hope the cables will behave and yours is not giving problem. So wanting to give God the opportunity to use me, I'm not a preacher and I'm not intending to go into that as a career or a full-time thing. I'm an entrepreneur, Baban.
But what if it's at some point it becomes your calling? Because that's a thing you never really get to know. What did you do?
Well, I think we are all definitely called, and I don't think my talent I'll just use them for my own material gain. I've never seen a life where I'm just chasing material gain and my own personal aspirations only. I've
Oh,
never.
okay.
I've always known in my heart somewhere that if truly I believe in Jesus, Waban, if truly I believe what the word says about how we've been created, the life that we are supposed to live, and the justice, the judgment that is going to be at the end of days. If I truly believe that, Wantol, I always knew it's going to make me speak it at some point. There's no way that I can believe such a
And
really
not
big thing
and
and
not
not speak
really.
about it. Waban.
Okay.
That's how I always knew it. If I'm a true believer, I will know by speaking it. Wantol.
You'll be able to spread the good news.
Yeah, in the abundance of the heart, the mouth will speak, especially such an important truth as the fact that we have a God who has created us, Waban, who is a loving God. He's put us on an earth where it's the land of freedom, Wantol. Some people, Waban, are exercising their freedom to commit evils, Wantol. So there is evil in the world, Waban. It is humanity's choice.
Those things on your face aside. Biscuit and Odish. I wanted to get a journal in front of camera, not even checking how you look.
I don't think they'll show. I'm not shooting in 4K.
Okay.
But anyway, I think I'm getting fired up too much by your question.
Yeah, but nevertheless, since now we wrapping up
Yes, Asif, they're greeting. Hey, Asif.
since wrapping up what we've been doing the whole day,
Yeah.
let's just delve into why couple therapy is important
Uh-huh.
and why we should advocate for other couples to have it. Why do you think it's so important to have such a time as you have now been given the platform, like you were feeling today frustrated, over some certain feelings or some certain questions which you had in your mind, you see? Because in marriage, guys, the thing is that there are ups and downs. There are times where we offend each other, where we mistreat each other, and that might cause, a gripe with someone, even though it's not intentionally so, but because we are human beings, right? A person will feel a sense of emotions. And I think one of the things that we are not learning so much in our society is that a lot of black men are not able to voice out how they feel about certain circumstances and certain situations. So tell us, why is it important for a couple to have such a time where both parties are able to vent out? Because venting out is love.
Well, if a couple finds itself caught in a cycle, né, where the two of you love each other and you are trying your best to talk to each other, but it's just not happening, One, it's very shocking as two intelligent people, Wantol,
Yeah.
educated, working, y'all are good communicators at your workplaces, with your bosses,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
all other people. And then it's so shocking to find yourself just not able to make it in a marriage, because communication in marriage is not just about the ability to express yourself, vocabulary,
Yes,
I have the words.
yes.
There's something spiritual, if you are open and vulnerable with your partner, you'll be able to speak deep things with them, even if they hurt you. So if you find that you have the right words to speak, you know English, but you're closed off, right?
Yeah.
You'll find yourself trying to talk, but not really talking. And it's just going to show there's something that is not really being said. There's a truth that needs to be put out in the open,
Yeah.
but it's being kept deep inside. So therapists know that many people have many reasons and many things that happen to them that cause them to hide things and not let them out. So a therapist is able to watch a couple talking and note, where people are holding back.
Yes.
And let's say another thing about talking and why it is spiritual, misunderstandings, wabon, of each other happen not because y'all are not speaking the same language. Y'all are speaking English kaofela, ne? But there are spirits that
There's a force.
that sort of mess with the communication, and they control the mind of the married of the minds of the married people, especially during emotional situations, So you can find yourself being played with for a long time by a spirit, and you won't know that it's a spirit because it'll seem like a habit. It'll seem like a flawed way of communicating that is just constantly repetitive, and you'll just get used to it. It's, ke a mo tseba, o bjalo, o phelang misunderstand, and you'll think it's just habit. And it's just the way it is. And the Ga-Pholushe is a lot le you're not even trying. But when you go to a therapist will start to pick up these things and maybe give you a psychological term for it and say, hey, look what's currently happening. One is breaking down and they are shutting down and no longer engaging. That's called stonewalling, right? And from stonewalling, you can say, okay, stonewalling is this thing of withdrawing and going away. And if it's happening chronically, you might have to look at it spiritually. What is it that makes me just shut down and not be able to take what my partner is saying, or I shut down, or I don't want to open up?
Yeah, that's a great point. But I also want to add up to what you say by saying that they're all, as much as there is the part of spirituality, right? What I've noted as well is that from my personal experience, because I've never really been familiar with venting out, you see, when you don't really actually quite know and understand a certain concept like venting out and how important it is, you start to feel, when you have a conversation with someone who's venting, right? You get triggered by certain things they say. And then because now you're triggered, it has taken you from being a rational person who would listen, and now you're emotional because you are triggered. And a lot of times when people are triggered and they're now emotional, they tend to withdraw from the situation because now they're listening from a perspective or point of view that is more drawn emotionally, rather than listening to what is being said, the context of what is being said, receiving what the other person is trying to actually vocalize or say, about their feelings or anything like that. So besides the spiritual part of it, there is also the natural manifestation of a person having, how do I put that? I wouldn't want to say an unstable emotional state, you see, but it goes further down the line to that, because there are people who are triggered easily by certain things, and those triggers
That's
now
sensitive.
Yes, you see, and those triggers now become the problem of the miscommunication, because rather than the person listening to the context of what you're bringing to them, they're now reacting to what you're saying based on how they feel.
I hear you. So, how was it handled today? How did you handle it?
It was handled quite properly, quite good, right? We are still new to this idea. We're still new as well to trying out this thing. But I can say that with each and every couple therapy that we have, right, we are getting better at it. And I like to phrase it as couple therapy because it's an intimate time, guys. I don't think a lot of people who are married have their own intimate time where they talk, amongst each other, just the two of them, and they really speak deeply and intensely about problems they've had and how those problems have affected their relationship, their marriage, you see.
Yeah, it's easier sometimes to to compromise, ne? Let's say we've been there's fake peace that manifests in what is called the roommate phase in a relationship.
Yes.
So for people who've been together for a long time, ne? Let's say y'all have had differences that you've rigorously been trying to go back and forth with each other about to fix, right? And you'll come to a place where you're like, hey, either it's you, it's me.
It's me, yeah.
Wabona,
As
let's
long as
just
we're at
leave
peace,
it.
let's just leave
As long
it.
as we are at peace.
Yeah.
But it's eating y'all silently.
Exactly.
Wabona.
And that is very unhealthy.
Yeah, you find that you don't have common plans together.
Yeah.
You know, you don't like the same things. You're just happy at the fact that you're not fighting anymore.
Exactly. And that now builds a wall. You
Yes.
see. What you guys call peace actually is not is not peace. It's just that wall that, you know, in a war. And then there's a wall that just separates the two
Yeah.
worlds apart. Then they're exactly not at peace with one another. It's just that there's a wall now in between that is keeping the peace. So the peace is actually not there. You guys have built a wall that is keeping the peace. You see. So the reason why we have such a thing, which is couple therapy, is because we don't want to be delusional and naive about our marriage, you see, about what we want for ourselves and for our kids.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's very difficult to raise kids who are going to be healthy in their own mental state as well. Because environment also plays a vital role for the kids, you see. How we treat each other as parents, it will also manifest in the behavior of our kids,
Yeah.
you see.
Baby, what is the title of this video gonna be? A random conversation?
No, I think it's not a random conversation. For me, I've tried to drive it back to why couples need intimate time. Yeah.
Okay.
The importance of couple therapy. Because we are just talking about that. It's a random conversation, but the topic is there. The context is there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the importance of couples and how it was also
Based on what we had
today and what not just today, but building up
we're
to the previous
constantly
step.
happening.
Yeah. And one also other thing is that
And it's painful, man.
it's very painful because you get to. So my husband is very good at this, right? I'm still trying to learn how to vent because I've never been a person who's able to vent out properly.
Hence I said at the beginning that you used to be somebody who keeps things inside.
Yes. So I'm getting used to him
So what
leading by example.
Yeah, so what she means is now she's used to locking things inside, but she will ultimately show it. She will blow up at some point.
Yes.
But I have an exhaust that is constantly letting out and communicating straight my issues with certain things. So it looks like there's a high ratio of me seeming like I'm complaining or I'm venting or speaking for myself versus a low ratio. So she feels like she's forgiving, Waban, and I am constantly venting, always speaking out my issues. And I guess you feel like swallowing certain things is peacemaking and too much.
I don't really think that, hey, because with you venting out, right, it helps the foundation of our marriage get better, number one, right? And it also helps me to go deep inside myself as an individual, to look at my characteristics, to look at my habits that I have, to look at how I treat you, you see, to also help improve me, you see. So the reason why I cherish it and I appreciate it, it's not because at first, yes, because I did not understand the purpose of it. That's why I felt like you were complaining and you were whining, right? But now because I
came to understand that
understand,
it's healthy.
yes, because now I understand the purpose of it is that we are trying to build a healthy relationship. So you're practically leading me by example to say that this is
Speak
how you
out.
need to speak out. Speak out like
Approach and
this.
say, hey, I got an
Exactly.
issue here. Holding on to
So
it is not virtue. Montol.
yes, yes,
Yeah, it's not
yes,
it's not
yes.
being peacemaking when you say, I'll just sweep things under the carpet. That's kind of what I was
Yeah.
trying to explain earlier. I think in your mind, for somebody who has kept things in for a long time, you start to feel like I'm a peacemaker, I'm virtuous, I'm letting things go, and it's actually killing you. I think we should wrap this up.
Yes, that's true. So it's very important, you guys, to have such things. I'm still learning to try and do that because, like he is emphasized, right? I'm a person who really bottles things up, and I'm not gonna show. That's the thing. I'm probably gonna show stages later down the line that I'm affected by a certain thing. You see, and that is also helping me to see the flaw that I have about bottling things up and thinking that, because in your mind you can literally think that you are letting go, but you're not really letting go, because later on you're going to lash up about the same thing and the person is like, okay, whoa, you're talking about something that has happened 3 months back and you're only voicing it out right now. That's not healthy.
Yeah.
You see. So it's very important for couples to have such a time. It builds a healthy relationship, it builds a healthy home.
Okay. Until next time, then. Hope you enjoyed this one. You like, share, you subscribe. It's been a random discussion. If you want topics to be had, you can suggest it. I hope this channel grows again. After posting the last couple of videos, I saw some views surprisingly come back in. Our channel has never been stuck. It's so nice to just see when you put something out and it moves.
Comes
But
back.
let's not get caught up in that. Let's go sleep. I have some ironing to do
Yes, you have some ironing to do.
for the kids.
Yes, and for
Okay.
us tomorrow because we have a meeting in the morning.
Oh yeah, we have 2 meetings tomorrow.
Yeah. So
Okay. We'll talk about those meetings. One of those meetings is one that is worth talking about, but we'll talk about it next
someday.
time. See you soon. God bless you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.